This week, strong tongues.
I over-identify with a cat.
And my butt's cold.
This is the front page. Hey everybody, welcome to the front page, the show where we talk about a lot of silly stories from the website reddit.com. My name's Samantha Garcia.
And I'm Liz Hoffman.
And I just dated Chip. I feel like some of it's still stuck in my teeth.
I was just gonna say, yeah. So, sorry viewers at home. My tongue is going around trying to get it.
We had a delicious snack just before coming on here.
Whoops-a-doodle.
It was delicious. Maybe a tactical error on our part.
Yeah. Oh, it just popped out.
Oh, okay. Good. Oh,
yeah.
Good. Yay. Submitted by Le Grand Master to the subreddit Wine. And it is titled, "The Taste of Wine Isn't All in Your Head, but Your Brain Sure Helps." Haha. That's a really long headline. But the actual article is kind of fascinating.
Okay.
So it starts with, what do listening to music, hitting a baseball, and solving a complex math problem have in common? They all activate less gray matter than drinking wine. Drinking wine is actually a super complicated thing that involves a lot of different areas. And so there is this Yale neuroscientist named Gordon Shepherd who has written this whole book about how the flavor of wine engages more of our brain than any other human behavior.
Interesting.
The name of his book is Neuroenology, How the Brain Creates the Taste of Wine.
Okay.
So this is all about... He writes about really fucking bizarro stuff that I never thought about with regards to wine tasting and how we taste wine and how professionals taste wine and stuff like that.
Oh.
It's there is a complex interplay of air and liquid that is controlled by coordinated movements of the tongue, jaw, diaphragm, and throat.
Wow, that's a lot of body parts activated.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not just, you can smell the wine.
Right.
While it's in
Which
the glass.
they tell you you're supposed to with good bottles of wine.
Yes.
Less so when you're drinking $3 Chuck, but...
But then he also talks about, once it's in your mouth, it reacts with your saliva. That changes the wine. If you're swishing it the way you do it like a professional wine tasting,
right.
that affects the wine. Your ability to smell from the back of your throat, like through your whole navel cavity, that affects the taste of the wine.
I guess I never thought about where the smell comes from.
Because taste is related to smell so much.
Right.
And a lot of that, your actual, molecular makeup changes over time.
Uh-huh.
So you can have the exact same wine at another part of your life, and it will taste different.
Seriously?
And that's less about the wine changing and more about your body changing.
That's so interesting, because I will say, I know there are, super cheap wines that I used to drink when I was in, my mid-20s, that I've, been oh, I haven't had that in forever. I should try that again. And tried it again and been nope, this is crap. Clearly, I've just gotten a more sophisticated palate. But...
Which... Now you have science to back that up.
And the science back that up. And I guess I did, but I wasn't really thinking of it in terms of that. I was thinking in terms of it more as, I've been exposed to more wine of better quality. So
I've tasted better things.
As
so
opposed to my body has changed, so how I fundamentally taste the wine has changed.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating.
This whole article, this whole interview with him I found it fascinating. Because a lot of it's there are 8 muscles in the tongue. And so
there are?
The way that you use those muscles can affect how you taste things. The kind of diet that you are eating can affect how you perceive wine.
Oh.
And then he goes into the whole thing about liquid dynamics, what? And apparently that's a thing that he studied over the course of researching this book and stuff.
Wow.
About how that affects
some people are so smarty pants.
The way that you taste the things. And he has they ask him a question about what kind of glassware you're supposed to drink out of and stuff like that, and he's just well, it depends on how expensive the wine is, not because the wine is going to taste better or not, but because you feel like kind of a dum-dum drinking this really expensive wine that you can't smell. And in certain glasses allow you to smell it more, and that of course is going to affect how you taste it.
Okay.
Because smell is a huge part of tasting the wine. Yeah. So our cocktail today, long story, even longer,
is wine.
So we just have straight up wine, you guys.
Hey, we can't fuck it up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay.
Yay. I'm always about wine.
It smells great. It tastes great. I like it.
God, I love wine.
It's so delicious.
I really do. I really love wine. I want to go to that wine fountain in Europe.
Oh, we're gonna go. We're gonna go.
Be that ugly American who camps out there and like fills up my travel water bottle.
Yep.
Straight up with wine.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna manifest it. It's gonna happen.
So, given that it engages so much of the brain, can it actually help you like avoid things like dementia? Because they always tell you like to avoid like Alzheimer's and dementia. You're supposed to be actively engaging your brain and like with puzzles and shit. Can drinking wine help us prevent that?
They do not mention that in this particular article, but I would not be surprised if that is addressed somewhere in the book.
Oh, yeah. Can we just assume it so that we have an excuse to drink lots of wine for the rest of our lives?
I don't see why not. I want to share another tidbit that I found. They ask him, like, is the amount of saliva that a person produces, could that affect their perception of wine? What about age, gender, the amount of acetone, which is a byproduct of energy metabolism? Can that affect things? And this guy answers him by saying, the time of day that you drink the wine can affect how it tastes in your mouth, and whether or not you're depressed. So if I'm already sad,
interesting,
that's going to affect how the wine tastes. My own body chemistry is going to affect how I taste this.
That is so interesting.
Which makes me question, like, cheese, chocolate. I read something recently about how, like, the female body craves a thing that can be found in chocolate around the time of menstruation. And that's why it's chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Like, it's not about sugar. It's about another compound that's in chocolate.
Clearly, I am menstruating 24/7.
But that's, like, I find it so bizarre to be like, oh, it's so
weird.
There's shit that I cannot control.
That is affecting why I want things.
And it makes me a little bit crazy.
Now I kind of want to, like, do a taste test and take the same bottle of wine and taste it when I'm depressed and when I'm not. I do think there are wines that I've had and been like, I liked this better the last time I had it. And then just thought, you're just being silly. But maybe, but it's entirely possible.
Yeah. Maybe it was genuinely better that other time.
What? Shh. I feel like my brain just exploded.
Right?
I'm also hung up on there being 8 muscles in your tongue. But that's like a lot of muscles in a very
The tongue is supposed to be the strongest, one of the strongest things in your entire body.
But it's so small. To fit 8 muscles in there.
Why? I mean, that's why it doesn't feel like the strongest one, because it's not as big as your other muscles.
That makes sense.
But considering how much work it has to go through, just to talk, it has to go through a lot.
That is true. That is true.
So.
Well, my body may be flabby, but my tongue is ripped.
Your boyfriend's a lucky man.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is.
I mean, that would be true regardless.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he should be reminded of that frequently.
Hi, Bryce. We know you're not watching.
No. So glad you're not watching, babe.
Keep saying your name. Cut that off. Cut out nothing.
No, don't cut it out. If he wants us to stop saying his name, he can say I won't watch the show.
And then comment. Comment below if you want us to stop saying your name.
You're going to keep saying your name until you actually watch this and comment.
Bryce. Submitted by Zach Fair to the subreddit Funny. This is a little piece of my childhood here. Best escape trick I've seen.
Oh, I totally saw this.
You did?
Yes. Ah! Bam!
Now, I don't actually remember this from my childhood, but I'm certain I watched this on TV.
Oh,
and lost my shit about
100%. It. But here's the thing. Wouldn't that cut off his arm?
Yes. It would have cut him off, like, right here or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's the best escape trick. Because he manages to keep the arm.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He's a professional. He's a professional
villain. You're right. He went to school for that
He's
shit.
one of the best.
Yeah. Is he, though? Like, have you, as an adult, gone back and watched some He-Man, She-Ra?
No, I have not. And I will not.
Oh.
I'm not going to ruin that for myself.
Some of us may have. I may have needed to transcribe a terrible Christmas special at one point.
Oh, that's right. I did watch that.
There are few as bad as the He-Man, She-Ra Christmas special.
Yeah, that was pretty garbage.
But he's, like, kind of a whiny villain. Like, I remember thinking, like, he was so scary as a kid. And then going back as an adult, I'm like, you're kind of a little bitch.
But he kind of had to be, right?
Did he?
I think so. Because the villains in these cartoons have to be still funny and engaging and interesting.
That's true. They have to be more buffoonish.
But they have to be losers.
Yeah. Because the hero has to always win.
Yeah.
So it's not to introduce kids to the real fact of what the world is.
We save that for later. But yeah, and the I feel like the as much as superheroes get to be quippy and stuff,
yeah,
they don't get to be as silly.
No, they don't. No, that's true. It usually is left up to the villains to be silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I loved She-Ra. My brother and I would watch the He-Man and She-Ra movie all the time and then act it out.
Yes!
All the time. That's like one of, and I don't remember a lot from my childhood because I drink a lot, and it's just killed the brain cells. But one of the like so clear memories I have is watching that animated movie with my brother and then acting it out afterwards.
I heart that so hard. That's lovely.
And he had like the, I think he had the Skeletor lair, and I had the She-Ra castle.
I had the She-Ra castle too!
Oh my god!
I love the She-Ra castle!
I loved it so much!
Sorry,
much.
Barbie's dream house.
Oh!
She-Ra castle!
Screw Barbie's dream house. It was all about She-Ra's castle.
Yes.
She had the bomb lair.
Yes.
I mean, who needs a dream house when you have a castle on a cloud?
Yeah.
And a flying horse.
What more do you need?
What more do you need?
Submitted by Pergold to the subreddit Gifts. This is called Gonna Get Him. Here's all mine. Aww. This is my cute dose for the week. No, yeah, I don't care. You know, press the lever. I'm gonna get it. Oh, where'd it go? I'm gonna press it. There it is. I'm gonna get it.
Oh, he doesn't get that he's controlling it.
There. It's so cute and it's so frustrating. And I feel like I've been this cat on more than one occasion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, I'm gonna get. Where'd it go?
Wait,
what?
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but. Oh, there you. Yeah.
Feels like the story of my life. In some ways. But I am also adorable like this cat, so it's fine.
You are.
Yeah.
You are very adorable like this cat.
And
Poor kitty.
I wonder why this cat is like all about this one lever and not any
Not
of
the other.
levers.
I was just about to point that out.
Yeah.
That he's only focusing on this one
on
single
just
lever.
the one. And I feel like if he pressed another lever, he'd be like, oh, I see what you did there.
I got it.
I see what's happening.
I got it.
Fun times. Boop, 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 boop.
Although,
Because then he could
not
press
necessarily.
a lever with one paw and hit it with another paw. The fact that he's doing one of the back rows and not a front row, if he goes one lever over, that's going to be a front row pop-up thing. He could boop, pow! Super satisfying. He's not doing it. Why?
You're giving cats a whole lot of credit.
I think it's really, I'm projecting on this cat.
You are
Hard.
hardcore projecting onto this cat.
Yeah. I think I might have
and
some
we
stuff.
we might want to unpack that later off screen.
Yeah.
But in terms of cats, in some ways they are so smart, and in some ways they are giant dum-dums.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at Munch, who like so often knows exactly like how to get what he wants from us. Like lately, if I've started sitting in the recliner as opposed to my usual spot on the couch, he'll come up to me and start mewing until I go take my spot on the couch, so he can then jump up and sit next to me, and I can proceed petting His Highness. But then this is also the cat who can't understand that the laser pointer is not a real thing, and will like pounce on it like nobody's business and run into walls trying to chase the red dot.
Oh.
So I think you're crediting cats with too much. Submitted by Area O'Bell, maybe? To subreddit. Aww. She chewed a neck hole in her blankie and has been wearing it around the house all evening.
What?
She made her own poncho.
Oh.
I love it. Like, okay, I do feel like we were just crediting cats a little too much with intelligence.
Yes.
But now that we've switched to dogs, I do feel like there are some dogs, not all dogs by any stretch of the imagination, but there are some dogs that are so smart it kind of leaves me amazed. Like this. Like, what great problem solving. Huh. I really like this blanket. I can't take this around with me. What if I chew a hole through it and she made herself a damn poncho? And look how happy she is.
Do you really think that this dog thought ahead and said, I would like to wear this piece of fabric? How do I make that happen? And wasn't just like, I love it, I love it, I love it, Where'd it go? There it is! I can't reach that.
Okay. I'm probably not thinking ahead. But I do think the dog probably, I will give it slightly more credit than I can't reach that. I do think she was like, nom, 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 nom. Oh, I can, okay.
Now it is a part of me.
I can wear this. Look how delightful this is. Because I do think some incredibly smart dogs, do get themselves in situations and are like, oh, this works in my favor. And like they do realize that this works out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look how happy she is.
She looks pretty happy.
If she felt like I can't reach it and I'm trapped, she would not look that happy.
Fair. This is like opposite of the cone that protects them from their own body.
Yes.
Yes. Is that basically what a poncho is at all times?
But for your arms?
Yeah. Just backwards. Backwards cone.
I gotta say, though, I'm a little envious. Because I get it. If, like, she actually thought ahead as a puppy and was like, I would like to wear this, because I get that, because sometimes you're curled up on the couch, and this is why Snuggies exist, is because there are humans who are like, I want to just wear this blanket. Well, why can't I?
I had a friend of mine who was like, if there was some way I could turn this bathrobe into a Snuggie. I fell the fuck over.
Isn't that more or less a Snuggie?
Yes! That's exactly what it is.
Just turn it around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone who is in... Okay, so I own a Slanket.
Is that different from a Snuggie?
It was the precursor. The Snuggie is the knockoff of the Slanket.
Is it?
Yes, the Slanket came first.
I did not know that.
Yes. So I own a Slanket, and I love it.
I
have owned that Slanket, I dare say, possibly longer than I've known you.
No.
Yes.
We've known each other a very long time.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say here.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how old the Slanket brand is.
Okay, yeah, then that does predate the Snuggie.
So there.
I will say I do have a Snuggie.
Oh, they're great. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually altered mine so that it has closures in the back instead of just freewheeling it, because I am a seamstress, so I can do things like...
You're not going to fucking hospital gown that shit?
Oh, I'm not going to hospital gown that shit. Like, if I'm snuggieing it, I want to be surrounded and enclosed in the warmth.
Yeah.
I don't want my butt out there in the cold.
No.
Nope.
My butt's cold.
Yeah.
Nothing's warm.
Yep. Submitted by Pirate Redbeard to Subreddit Gifts. News Gone Metal.
Oh, dear. Okay.
So.
What? What? What?
Pops up.
Yep.
What? Woo! So my question to everyone is this real? Or was he CGI'd in?
Oh. You know, I think he was CGI'd in to hide the bag of dicks behind him. And maybe I'm misinterpreting the hand signals happening behind him?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. But I was going to say, because I thought it was fake, but then look at the reactions of these two.
Oh, the two guys in blue.
Yeah. That's the only thing that makes me think it might be real.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because there's definitely a reaction of amusement.
If the guy in the brown shirt with the orange square was having a similar reaction, I'd be more on board.
Oh, good point.
Because I wonder if the guys in blue shirts are reacting to something that maybe the news reporter is saying, or literally any other thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like guy with orange square
should be reacting in some way.
Unless his reaction is just looking away, which is possible.
Which is possible.
I mean, that's a lot of hair thrashing.
It's a whole lot of hair thrashing. Because because it could just be like, oh God, don't hit me with the hair.
It could be that. It could be. Yeah, that's
true.
Guy
You're right. Guy in Red
too.
reacts.
But that could also be perfectly timed Photoshop.
Yep.
And I can't tell if the guy behind him who's raising his hand is also like, I have a question. Or if it's... Because I don't know what they're talking about.
Right. Or if it's like,
Or if it's a real, like, alt-right nonsense bullshit.
Right.
Hand signal.
Yeah, I don't know. I am left with questions.
But no one else is doing anything.
Mm-mm. Which is, like, not enough people are reacting to make me believe it's real, but
also not enough to say it's
not enough the other way. Yeah.
I don't know.
Not enough aren't reacting
to
make me say for sure it's fake.
I am stumped.
Yes.
Wow.
That is why I brought it tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, so I leave it to you, dear viewers, to decide. Submitted by DeMonster1994 to subreddit television. Marvel's The Defenders teaser trailer. Season 1. Did you know about this?
I did not know about this. Was that the teaser?
That was the teaser. It's literally 16 seconds. And you'll notice the timestamp on here is 8/18/17, which is coming to Netflix August 18th this year. And it is Jessica, Luke, Daredevil, and Iron Fist that nobody cares about because I have heard it's terrible.
Everyone says Iron Fist is awful.
Like horrible.
Like, not just like, oh, why didn't you cast an Asian guy?
Right. Like, beyond that, I've heard it's boring.
Yeah.
And terribly written.
Yeah.
And yes, on top of that, the horrible, horrible whitewashing.
Like, oh, if it were a good show, but like, oh, why'd you cast a white guy? But oh, it's great.
Right.
And then it's like,
No.
But also, I haven't watched it. I don't know.
I haven't watched it because all of the reviews I read were like,
it's garbage.
We could forgive it for having poor character development if the fight scenes were great, or we could forgive poor fight scenes if the character development were great. But both of them are terrible. There is poor character development and boring fight scenes.
All right, then. Fuck Iron Fist. So, everyone else. That's what I want to hear.
Fuck Iron Fist. But oh my god! Muppet arms. I am like so crazy excited about this. So crazy excited.
Okay.
Because the other 3 series I love.
I have watched all of Jessica Jones. Loved it.
Loved it.
I have watched a couple of episodes of Luke Cage.
I've watched all of Luke Cage.
Like, maybe this isn't for me.
See, I actually enjoyed Luke Cage.
Yes.
Not as much as I enjoyed Jessica Jones.
I feel like Jessica Jones is more for us.
Mm-hmm. Hands down, 100%.
So that's part of it.
Yes. But I appreciate what Luke Cage did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's still in the queue. I'm going to come back around.
And
I'm going to finish it.
I enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah. I have never watched Daredevil.
I am a season and a half out of the 2 seasons of Daredevil. And I hadn't seen it until Bryce and I started dating. And he was like, oh, Daredevil's great.
Oh, I've had multiple people say that season 1 is incredible.
Season 1 is incredible. Season 2 I'm less enamored with. Yeah. There are 2 very distinct parts to it.
Yeah.
And the first part, it's fine. Again, still, I would say not living up to season 1. The second part, where Elektra shows up,
Elektra's problematic all by herself.
Yes, Elektra is highly problematic. But I would say, like, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and then Luke Cage. Because to me, Jessica Jones is a perfect season. Just beyond amazing.
Yeah.
Because the character is there.
And she's
David
so good.
Tennant she's amazing as Jessica Jones. And David Tennant as the Purple Man is just the right level of creepy, but there are moments where you almost have a touch of sympathy for him, which is a hard thing to pull off with a character like that.
Like, they try to build a backstory.
They do.
He doesn't think he's the villain of his own story.
He does not. And you can see how he got to that point and how he thought that. It doesn't make him any less evil.
He's still a terrible person.
Terrible person. but you get how he got there, and
Yeah.
he's not just like a caricature of a villain.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm so excited. And I also read in the comments on this post, season 2 of Jessica Jones has started filming as of last week. Yes. Yes.
So I'm not familiar with the Defenders. Is that what they're called?
I wasn't either, because I had to look this up, and and I know we do no research, but I actually had to look it up because I was like, is this a real thing? And it is. Apparently kind of like how DC has the Justice League that combines their stuff, and Marvel has the Avengers that combine their stories. Marvel also has the Defenders, which combine this section stories. But then they also sometimes, some of them moonlight with the Avengers, and it's very incestuous.
Even in because Jessica Jones is the only one I've watched in its entirety.
Right.
They sort of reference the Avengers, right?
Yes.
So they all exist in the same universe.
They all exist in the same universe. Yes. Yes.
It's a lot of content to watch.
It's a whole lot of content, but I kind of love it. And I know I'm kind of weird like that, where I love the crossover continuity nature. Like, I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and how things that happen in movies affect the TV show.
I hated Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, but you only got through, like...
The shitty part?
I only
watched the shitty part of that show?
You did, which most people did. Like, they gave up, like, halfway, 3/4 of the way into season 1.
You don't put the shitty part at the beginning.
But but there was a reason why. You had to have the build-up, because they were waiting for the movie to come out. And then it got awesome, and it stayed awesome.
I'll never know. I was burned too hard.
I understand,
I've already had my heart broken.
I wish you would give it another chance and just watch, post. Anyway, so they all exist. I appreciate that.
Clifton's so mad we're rambling.
I know. I know, but it's so good. Oh, I love it all so much. And I appreciate with the Netflix series that they are all in each other's business, because we have Rosario Dawson, who shows up. I mean, I can't say about Iron Fist because I refuse to watch that.
But she's definitely in Daredevil. She's in Jessica Jones.
She's in all 3 of them.
Oh!
Yes. Oh, right.
I haven't reached the point where she's in Luke Cage.
It's not giving really anything away to say she shows up in Luke Cage. And we know Luke and Jessica know each other.
Yes.
And, like, both Luke and Jessica mention, I think, in the course of their series that they've heard rumblings of Daredevil.
Yes, definitely.
So I like that it's all... They're going to all be coming... Oh, my God, I'm so excited! So excited!
Guys, let's keep watching fun TV together.
Yes!
It's super fun.
Love it.
Friends, we've turned into a rambly mess. Thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks. We're giant nerds.
Find us on the Instagram.
Yes.
Find us on the Facebook. Find us on the Twitter. Subscribe to the page. You can see more rambly nonsense.
Yes!
Next week, the week after.
Whatever.
More weeks in the future.
Yep.
I mean, I'm even rambling now.
Go to the past. Watch that.
Into the future? Whatever. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.